services. I believe the people that who build blockchain will also be in the space of being called illegal. So allow me to then go to Europe. Yeah, carries from Cyprus, the window of Europe. So, what is your thought about all this?
Yeah, so basically it's very important to understand that you can still have a digital currency without decentralization. But I mean, kind of the idea of crypto is that it's built on the blockchain. And again, without wanting to be very technical, and thank you, Top, for doing an excellent job at unpacking the technical elements of it. So what blockchain does basically is give everyone the opportunity to verify the transactions without a central controlling agency. So once you take that away, what makes cryptocurrency attractive sort of goes away along with it, but then it's just a way of taking the paper and making it into ones and zeros, but not actually removing the shortcomings of, let's say, the fiat currency, which is that it needs to be centralized. So, I mean, Europe is taking a more flexible approach on that front. So obviously there's a push for a digital euro as well, like the digital one, but there's also quite a bit more flexibility when it comes to the cryptocurrencies. A lot of the decentralization is permitted, but again, like Top said before, at the end of the day, you can't really control crypto itself. What you're going to do is control the end extraction point, let's say. So you'll get the exchanges frozen down if something goes wrong. So at the same time, this sort of idea that it's uncontrollable is again wrong, because before you actually extract that back into the real world, you're gonna have to at some point go through some sort of more controlled mechanism. So there's been a lot of flexibility on both fronts in Europe. And again, everyone I think is currently in this sort of baby steps or original stage. Not everyone knows where exactly this is going. And I think, like, again, with most technologies, its true impact and its true potential remains to be seen by how it's put to use.
Agree. I think whether we understand this new animal or not, it is here. Whether it's going to be an alternative to whatever the traditional fiat currency is, we have to be open-minded about it. Yeah, it's just like how I normally say is how we live at this generation of age, and how the younger 10 years old and below, it's totally different. And so is digital assets, so is intellectual property. So between country to country, how are we going to monitor, regulate, and etc.? I think it would take a lot of global discussions, because like it or not, the moment that you go into digital assets, you do need to consider that boundaries are not there. Right? And uplifting the boundary needs very, very big effort from all authorities, countries to countries. And only then we will see the end of these new creations, yeah? And then the new era of the next 50 years may be something very, very different. So I would like to actually end with the last questions to Dr. Chris. Yeah, I almost late on that. I'm so sorry, Dr. Chris. Yeah, because it is so great to actually have Top on stage, right? So I just have to help him and ask him all the questions that I can. And I would like to actually chat with Dr. Chris Pakar. Basically, can you share with us about, through these innovations that the Thai government is actually pushing through, how do you prepare your talent? Does the government putting effort into upskilling? Just now you touched on it a little bit, but maybe not very much in depth, because these particular divisions that you are currently spearheading, it's actually come under Ministry of Higher Education, Science, Research and Innovation. I'm very interested to see, I actually been taken, what capturing my eyes is higher education, meaning Thailand, it's really looking into innovation directly paired with very young adults, yeah, in innovation space. So how do you prepare them, upskill them so that you continue to improve your innovation index globally?
How many minutes you have for me because your team put it time out already?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Can we have extra 5 minutes?
Okay, I will take
Yeah.
my 5 minutes. Yeah, because I speak the first and maybe the last. Okay. Thank you, moderator, for this question. Actually, when we're talking about the higher education side, research and innovation, they have the reason why we see level in this one, because we believe that all of the knowledge is come from university and the higher education is very important. When we're talking about technology, the cryptocurrency, we're talking outside of technology. They need the human resource development. For example, we can create a lot of engineers, scientists, and also the research, but that come from university. Most of the students that graduate from the high school, they go to university, after that undergraduate and graduate. That's going to be the way that we create the future workforce for inject into the industry for the future as well. That's why we have to balance between industry, technology, the skill that we need for the future, and the skill that we have to prepare. When talking about the fintech technology, at that time, the lack of the people who know about the blockchain technology. The technology is almost going faster than the educational. Believe me or not, the technology is faster than the legal and legislation because my background is a lawyer. I'm the graduate bachelor, doctor degree in law in USA. That's why I have very short time that I cannot share my idea how the law and legislation is very important on the ecosystem development of technology. When we're talking about the technology industry, we're talking about the legal issue. For example, if the medical or maybe the medicine or maybe the medical equipment, we're talking about technology and the ethics at the same time. How what we can do for the gene therapy, for the genome, for the cloning and everything. That's why we're talking about the dilemma between the technology and the ethics, the legal and about how we can liberalize all the technology. I think I agree that we have to prepare the human resource for the future. That's going to be very challenging because we can foresee the technology, what we're going to go. For example, the top mentioned about the world in the future will be everything digitized, will be digitized. It means that all the knowledge of the people have to know the blockchain technology is always good, but implementation will be doubtful, and we have to debate about how we can use that equipment. For example, one technology can do a dual use. It can do for military, it can do the civilians, it can do for the legal and illegal. That's why it depends on the way how to teach the young teenager for the future of technology, how we can survive and about the technology and also the sustainable development. Right now in every university, we're talking about the technology and we're talking about the carbon neutrality, we're talking about the green transformation, we're talking about the sustainability. That's going to be very important. It means profit equal to the planet. The legal will be equal to the promote technology and do our living in the good way. Thank you.
Thank you. So I would like to close the session by giving my fellow panelists 15 seconds of closing remarks. Is it possible? Allow me to start from Caris.
Thank you. So I think, I'll be quick. So I think we're all agreed that technology is an enabler and we should view it as such. We should not shy away from it and we should not demonize it for no reason. At the same time, we should make sure it's not weaponized, it's used in the most responsible way. That's my takeaway from this.
For me, I would still like to highlight that blockchain technology is going to be one of the most important technology ever in the financial space. And the most important skills of the future is to have this intellectual humility, constant pursuit of intellectual humility. Right? because the world is changing very fast. And we should not underestimate this blockchain technology and how it's going to change the financial landscape going forward. And lastly, I would like to thank ASEAN Legal Alliances for hosting this summit here in Thailand. And also the topics that came up today is really the future of where the world is heading. We discussed about digital in this session. In the earlier session, in the former part, we discussed about the green transition. Right? Digital green revolution is really the future of where everyone is heading. So I think this is a very fruitful summit. And thank you again for hosting this in Thailand.
Thank you. Dr. Chris?
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me also, and I believe that I think majority of this will be the legal and the lawyer, and I think we can do in many ways to improve the economic and the social development in your own country. And I think the legal, many people say the lawyer, when you want to make a deal, don't bring the lawyer, but for myself, I think the lawyer will help you a lot in terms of the precaution and help you to go to the smooth transformation of technology. That's why I think the legal and the technology and innovation is go together. And I think the world still needs the lawyer. And I hope that our lawyer, like us, even though I'm not working in the professional, but I still in my intellectual property protection. That's why I was studying for almost 10 years. And right now I do my job as the executive director of the National Innovation Agency. And I started talking about the legal tech in Thailand also. And I hope that in the future I could share with you about what we're going to do for the technology and innovation and the legal. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Chris. 王总，请做一个总结一个短短的15秒。
很荣幸参加这个聚会，希望呢，我在这里跟大家介绍一下中国的情况，大家多点交流，谢谢。
Mr. Wang saying that he's happy to be here and he hopes that his sharing today on China development in digital assets and digital economy will be something helpful and useful to everyone. Yeah. So now, in the land of the blind, one-eyed man is king. I would like to congratulate Thailand for taking the step forward so quickly when it comes to crypto exchange, when it comes to digital assets, innovations, and etc. And I think that is really commendable. And the rest of the ASEAN country, or those who travel all the way from Europe and Greater China, it's time to really look into what Thailand has to offer. So thank you very much to all my honorable panelists, and thank you to all the participants who have stayed up until now. Thank you very much for your attention.